am indeed live. Right, let's see if anyone can join. Otherwise, I'm just going to share the stream out real quick. Hopefully, normal streamers know how to do this. I do not, so let's go that bit. Quick live, trying to improve my Sorare teams, value hunter and Sorare masters. Answering questions if you want to get involved.
I'm indeed live.
And I need to mute myself. Two watching, yes. Unless it's both me. Drop a comment in the chat if anyone's there. And I will try and pull this up on my phone so I can get into the Sorare. If you're watching this after, you might want to skip the first 2 minutes as I just wait to see if anyone joins, try and get myself set up. Because like I said, I don't really know how to stream too well. One person watching, so let's see if we can get this sorted. Ooh, so that can go. Yo, alright, we got our first person. Thank you for joining, Tad. If you've got any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to join, then we can get into it. But the whole point of this is to improve my Sorare teams, I'd say. The reason for that, how's your week on NBA doing? I actually sold up all of my NBA cards. It was just a time constraint for me, but I did manage to put this team in. So it looks like it's done really well, like for the free-to-play division, obviously. Wow, they've changed it a little bit. But yeah, was it 16,000? Probably quite good. I thought I'd get one of those free-to-play rewards, but clearly not. So yeah, sold all my NBA cards just because it's taken up too much time from the football, unfortunately. 31st in Champion Europe. Is that going to get me a reward? I would be very surprised. They are paying out to 17th. Not a chance there. How are these boys doing? 42. Still 0-0 90 minutes in. 41. That's not bad at all. Nice to see you, Noah. 4 people joined. That is very good for me. You know, I didn't really announce this was going live. I'll just drop it in my little Discord chat where a lot of the guys that like to watch the content chill. If you want to join the Discord, it will be in one of the links. It's free to join. Just trying to get people in there that, you know, don't have someone to talk about Sorare with. You know, I can jump in and get involved. Otherwise, you know, yeah, it's just other people getting involved. Like, do you think I should buy this player? I think it's really good to have people like that help you. But yeah, I need to get the comments up. And if you do have any comments, I'm happy to answer all of them. This is just very off the cuff. Essentially, what I thought I'd be doing is trying to improve my teams, and then that's probably going to help some of you because, you know, probably got more experience than most people that watch this. So yeah, we'll just try and start that off. I was looking for a goalkeeper initially, which is a great one. How much are you going to lose on KDB? It's honestly not that bad. So let's pull up the chart. Oh, it's not on the chart because I sent an offer. We could do it in ETH. Let's pull it up on completed offers. It's what's hurt me more with Kevin De Bruyne is the fact I bought him for one game week where I was going to the game and I wanted to celebrate. He wasn't there. And then I was going to sell him for, so stupid. I was going to sell him the week after and it had crashed in prices when really the market downtrend really hit hard. And I was just like, wow, don't really want to sell it for a massive loss here. So I just wait. And then it's kind of kept going down, but I'd say other cards have gone down a lot further than him. So 1.97 ETH is what I paid. I chucked in Isco, but honestly, it was like worth nothing at the time. So nice investing on KDB. Just a genius. Like, but I'll show you, I don't actually think it's too bad. The problem is he's killing lineups. That's what's, you know, if I'd picked Messi, double the price at the time, couldn't pick Messi. And yeah, I still think he's held his value really well. So he was about 1.97 was about here, £2,500, and he's now last sold at 2,000. His floor's about, he's probably going to sell for about 1,986, something like that, hopefully. Prem hype was big. Prem hype was indeed big. I definitely got caught up in that, although I didn't get too carried away, unless you consider buying Kevin De Bruyne as getting carried away. So let me just, so I'd lose about £500 from February. That's a high one. I bought him at the lowest, right? I bought him cheaper than all of these, which is why I thought he was a great bargain. So let's say I spent 2,500, and let's just say for simplicity, I sell them for 2,000. Since February, I would have bought them on this day, February 6th to February 28th. That would be a £500 loss on De Bruyne, okay? And if you go and check Messi's price, who's put up really good scores since then, the best on the game, right? The GOAT, we all know that. Some people don't. February, we can't really get a price, but it'd be 3,700. He went down to 1,800, sorry about that. And then now he's at 2,500 after hitting 100. So Messi's lost £700 in that time. So when I bought De Bruyne, it's because I thought he was good value. And even though the market's going down, people still think he's good value. So I'm actually medium happy. So yeah. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm just trying to get more people involved. Oh my god, we got 9 people. Shout out to all of you. And yeah, we'll get into the crux of the video now. Do you think price will go down more? Probably. Like, you never know when the bottom is with these type of things. They just kind of reverse. And we've seen a little reverse, like you've seen a reverse on Messi here. If you look at the limited market, it's more, yeah, you've seen a reverse on Messi, but he did get 100. So if we look at Kimmich, I'm just looking at the high-end players because they're easier to spot trends in, really. A little U-turn here as well, and he's been scoring lower than his average. So this could be the low. Honestly, like, you're asking me to essentially call the bottom of any chart, which is near impossible. But what I would say is that, in my opinion, I would be looking to put more money into the platform now because I think these prices are fair. So what I always try and consider is, like, historically, how have the prices been? How is the company doing as a whole? And it's like, you know, £7,000 3 months ago, I think we could have oversold off to a point where Kimmich going for 3,600, a 50% cut. Okay, that's a lot. But when you consider he's come down from 16,000, that's when I'm like, okay, if people were willing to buy this card at 16,000, I would be willing to buy it at 3,000. The only problem is I've got so many opportunities in the crypto markets. Like, Illuvium's about to launch their game, which I'm really interested in. ETH is, you know, my favorite asset, and that's got staking coming soon. So, you know, preparing for all of that and all of the, you know, Arbitrum coins that are involved. There's so many things I want to get involved in, so I can't just strictly go into Sorare. But this is what the stream's going to be about, because I've got, how much is this? £148 to spend, but, you know, I don't want to be wasting money as such. If I sell De Bruyne, I can do a proper overhaul. If any of you want to go out and pay a decent price for him, I'll give you lowest on market. I might even give you a bit of a discount on top of that, because I hate people that, like, ruin my teams. For example, I have Benzema back in the World Cup, and obviously he had that injury. He came back, got injured again, and missed another game. And I know how good Benzema is, but I still sold him instantly because I was like, you know, you're just not loyal to me. You've ruined 2 teams already. So yeah, 12 people watching. That's a shout out. Drop a comment if you're watching. I'm looking at all the comments as much as I can. DMP cards will go for $1 now. Probably go for less than that. Go buy some injured players. Injured players are always like an easy win, but just be careful, because I've had this guy, Philip Wieseniga. So I held him. It's probably better if I look at the rare. I held him because he was injured, and I was like, I hate selling injured players. I got him almost a year ago, and he hasn't played 1 game for the club until last week, where he put up an 85. I was like, oh my god, that's great. But obviously I didn't play him because no one knew he was back from injury. Well, I didn't, at least. And then and now I'm trying to sell him, and he's worth probably 75% down on what I could have sold him for, and I've waited all this time. So yeah, short-term injuries, I would always suggest holding. Long-term injuries, I'd suggest selling, and you can see that in my gallery. At the moment, I've got 1 training team set up ready to go, and that is because they are all injured short-term. And so Unai injured on the weekend. DeMarcos is someone that's going to play, but probably is going to score poorly against a hard team, so he's going to boost up everyone else's XP. Vieira, illness last game. This, what is it? Sorare La Liga 2 told me that, or posted on his Twitter, that wasn't training with the team, wasn't going to go, and now he might be going to train with the team, and regardless of that, he's not going to start, so it just shouldn't be in there. Pitchler's been out for much longer than I expected. It's a bit annoying. Like, I bought... If you want to talk about losses in terms of percentage-wise, let's look at Pitchler, and I even did a value, like 60-second value on him, because he is just great value, and he got even greater value. I can't spell his name. How do you spell it? Oh, it's like... Yeah, German spelling, I bet. So he's still a red injury on the transfer market, which isn't that accurate, to be honest, but I thought he was such good value that I posted a 60-second value on him, and right now I think he's even better value. So £30 you can get him for. I got him for 108, and I knew that was an overpay. It's just because he was the only one on the market. As soon as I got mine, everyone started listing theirs, but whatever. What do you expect for the new MLS cards? I think they'll probably push the market down further as some people tried to buy them. It's just additional supply. I don't know. I don't want to comment too much on the MLS because it's a trend we've never seen. We've never seen the MLS in a downtrend. We always see the MLS release when things are looking up and more people are joining the platform and everyone's excited for the return of the MLS. But this time it's going to be slightly different. And if you'd been watching the Sorare journey, I said right from December, I don't think the MLS cards are a good buy. I don't think they're going to pump like everyone thinks they are. Because usually leading up to the week of the release, the MLS just goes on this massive like doubling in price, and I didn't think it would happen this time, because if you think your cards are going to double in price in 1 month's time, you're not going to sell them now, and essentially it's where the profit can't really fulfill itself because everyone's waiting for the profit to fulfill itself. So yeah, not too excited for MLS cards, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think it's going to cause more damage than good this year, but you know, you've got to keep making money as a business at the end of the day, so there's not a lot they can do. But let's get into how I can improve some of my teams, and to improve them, we've got to look at who's in them. So starting off, we have the amateurs. I don't care about. I did them very quickly. I've grown a bit bored of them, to be honest. Is there going to be an MLS draft? If there was, I thought they would have done it already. But yeah, there's still potential for one. Under 23, surprisingly excited about it. Hakimi is probably going to be injured, isn't he? And he's had a rape allegation against him, which just isn't good for anyone. We could have Jules Koundé. He could replace him, which would be great. Frimpong's got a good fixture, but he got 11 last week. Saliba's got a great fixture, but can I trust a centre-back to get a big score? Tough fixture, and in our most important lineup. So let me know who you would replace Hakimi with, but I just don't think Hakimi's injured. If all of you could go and like this tweet, it would really help it, get spread to more people. But Hakimi... Oh, I can't. There's going to be no information about him. French prosecutors opened a preliminary investigation. Obviously, hope it's completely false. It'd be disgusting if it's true. But being a footballer, he would be the type of man that would be targeted for this type of thing. So I don't want to, put him, put my opinion on it really now. But expected to play. All good fixtures. Expected to play good fixture. This was the perfect team until we've got the Hakimi problem. Koundé would be an easy alternative. Let's just check. I check the lineups on PlaySharp. I found their scoring hasn't been too accurate. I do use it, but recently I've been probably overusing it, which has caused some of my downfall in. Is there going to go to FootMob, bro? What should I look at on FootMob exactly? Predicted lineups, you saying? Barcelona, or is it for Hakimi's injury? Because I thought Hakimi was back from the injury. I thought I read that. Koundé's an 80% chance, so that is a strong Valencia team. Masvidal's back. Strong Valencia team is not the correct term. It's actually a very weak one. They're struggling in the league at 12th, but it's not a walkover fixture. Essentially, with wingbacks, you want them to have really easy fixtures. We're going to have the ball a lot, and I think that's true of Barcelona. But it's not as true as PSG. Obviously, they'll get more of the ball. I'm not going to get... Do you know what? I can actually see what the experts said, because the issue with these things is you can't speak the language. It's very difficult to filter out all the nonsense. So they have got Hakimi as a 0%er. So I'm not going to risk him in this lineup. I'm going to definitely change this into... It's probably going to be Frimpong. Kunde with a 70. They both put up massive scores. Let me know what you would do, Frimpong or Kunde here. So the lineup prediction, let's just make sure there's nothing awry with... there's no Germany fixtures yet. Have you got lineups this week? In terms of playing now, yes. Are they doing well? I would guess no. So my SO5 results. We got Trent and Allison, so hopefully they can keep a clean sheet. Oh, that's nice, because I've done a weird thing here. In Cap 220, I've only played 4 players, which is fine because they reached the cap anyway. Frimpong is so good. He is. But, you know, essentially I've used the points cap anyway, so they should be on level pegging with everyone else playing. Saka getting a goal and an assist. Good little signing. Saliba needs to do a little bit more, but they've kept a clean sheet. And then hopefully the Liverpool boys can do something special. I wasn't expecting much from that team, so that's good. And my Roma team, if you've seen the tweet, 27 years Cremonese had not won a game at home. I put my team out in which is the most favourable fixture of the whole season. I finally got the stack together. Gino Wijnaldum, super rare. I know he's going to start this game. The first start for Roma, it's like a really strong rumour. Get all the players right and they play awful. It's just kind of my luck on Sorare at the minute. Matthias Sorare, let me know which goalkeeper that is, because I'm looking for a cheap goalkeeper at the moment just to facilitate some teams. What's your full gallery valuation? It was, what is it, 670 at the moment, I think it is. 70, £9,000. Sticky one. It was a lot higher before, but as was everyone else's, so I'm not too concerned, as I mentioned. They're the teams for the week, and someone said Frimpong is really good. But the reason I wanted to show you why I refuse to trust Frimpong is because he absolutely screwed me last week. You know, a 10-pointer. So in the easy fixtures, do you know what? This is an interesting one if you don't do this. I don't do it very often, but they are at home. They're at home to a bottom of the league team. So let's say he starts, and he starts at home. He averages 45 across a year. That's not very good. But if we zoom out and we look at some of the easier fixtures, okay, that's just not the home fixtures. Still got the away fixtures. Home, he averages a good score of 52. And then if you zoom in on the easy fixture like Bochum, 43, Stuttgart, 39, Union Berlin's not an easy fixture, Wolfsburg, 60, Schalke, 100. And then I'm going to do the same with Jules Koundé. So Koundé, SO5 scores, playing as a starter and only playing at home, averages 61. It's Koundé. It just is Koundé. It's not something I like. Now, drop in the comments if you know any under 23 defender that you think will absolutely fly this weekend, because I'd be open to actually buying someone, because if you think about it, Koundé's only a £30 player. So this is going to be the first team. Captain Wirtz over Jota's a close one, definitely close. I'll consider that closer to the deadline. And let's go into the next team, Champion Europe. So what I've gone for here is trying to stack the Bayern lads. So Upa, Kimmich, they just get monster scores almost regardless of what happens. Sommer, you know, in order for Upamecano to maximise his score, Sommer's going to need to keep a clean sheet. So we've got a bit of, not collateral, what is it? Where they both do well together. I'm sure you know the word. I sometimes forget it. But correlation, that's one. So they're really highly correlated, so I think they're good together. Then we've got Messi, guaranteed captain after, 100 against Marseille, I think it was. But then I'm struggling for a midfielder. Don't get me wrong, Kroos is a monster. Enzo's a monster against Leeds, I suspect. Remy's a monster. But they're not the same level as Kimmich and Messi. But then at the same time, am I going a bit over the top here where I'm trying to get too much of a premium team where I can chuck in a Toni Kroos with great XP and just be happy with it? So I think I just want to check what is his percentage of starting. In my head, it should be pretty high. My only thoughts is that Aurélien Tchouameni hasn't played a game in a while, so he might try and favour him. 70%. You've got to remember, this is a tough fixture. So tough fixtures will also get me tackle points. They'll get me double doubles, triple triples. And with any Tony Cruz fixture, I am risking a benching, especially do they play in the Champions League the week after, as in Wednesday, because that would be really important for me right now. Ooh, so tonight they play Barcelona. Is that right now? Oh, sorry, tomorrow they play Barcelona. Oh, I need to check if he's in the lineup. So, let's just get to... I'm streaming and I'm going to miss this game. What am I talking about? The game's tomorrow. It's been a long day at work. How would I find the lineups now? So, we'll see how that fixture goes. I'm concerned that Cruz would play Thursday, Sunday. Now he's getting on a bit. He doesn't seem to play too many of them, but it is more likely someone like Modric doesn't play. And he hasn't got Modric playing, so... Good suggestion that from... Oh, is this... Yeah, this Yuba guy. I've heard really good things about him from La Liga. He puts a lot of thought into his comments. And then he answers a lot of these questions. Yeah, so he knew that game's coming. So, yeah. 70%. And then we're comparing him against Remy Cabella, who has a tougher fixture. But I've just been watching his scores recently. I actually watched him live, obviously. And... he does a lot. He's just everything. He just gets scores without decisives, and I love that as like a safety net in a big team, but Cruz does it better. So, but we're playing with a 90% there. And who was the final lad I was considering here? Enzo. That's taken away from a team. So it's Remy or Tony Cruz. Let me know your thoughts on which one you would play. Got a couple of questions here, or comments at least. Amazing form right now. 70s, your investment let you down bad. To be fair, yeah, we'll see. We'll see in time. Do you recommend rare kickoff or rare cap 220 for your first entry into the rare division? I would play 220 because it's got higher upside. It depends how competitive your teams are. I think it'd be great if you could go from 220 to, the kickoff division. So the kickoff division, when you don't think you're that strong, because there's not as much upside, whereas the cap 220, I think you can win better rewards. There's more rewards on offer, so it's going to be more competitive, so you put better teams in there. That's how I would think about that decision. Obviously your team needs to reach 220. If you're going to absolutely tear it apart just to get into 220, don't do that. But yeah, it's not a one size fits all. Drews from Saunders. Now, I'm getting a bit distracted because I know later down in my teams I need one. So £11, which is extremely cheap, and it is in the region of what I was looking to pay, just like someone that's guaranteed to play, but maybe doesn't put up the best scores, but can put up a good score. My only concern is, are this team going to get relegated in the Bundesliga too? Because that's what you've got to be careful of here. Yeah. The only risk with that player, who suggested it? Sorry. I don't understand how people get their comments set up properly. I'm doing it on my phone. So, yeah, Mattia, the only problem is, even if they relegate, I think he finds a new team and believe they will relegate since they always managed to make it. Well, you know more than me, so if you're happy with the risk, that's great. What I was looking at, if you are looking for someone, and please don't all go and buy this player because I haven't got one yet. What's his first name? Oh, come on. He plays for Schuska. Gabriel? Andres Fernandez. So for a similar price, you can get a goalkeeper that scores better. So he was £16. He's now... Some idiot bought one today for 21. Why? You've just pumped the price almost double for me. Oh, some people. But yeah, he was a really killer price at 16. You get rid of that risk completely. So consider him if you want him. Enzo is an AA monster all day. Yeah, Draymond, I would absolutely play him. A lot of you thinking Cruz won't start. Gargi, I know I'll butcher your name every time, mate. Nice to see you as always. Cheers for the wave. Who's betting for Real Barca? Yeah, I'm going to avoid it personally. Rye Whisk, DMP with Cruz. Yeah, it's not a smart play. I think you lads are right. You have convinced me. Remy Cabella will play instead. This is... the only thing that's making me question this is, are all the other players going to play? Because they play each other. I believe it's PSG, Bayern Munich midweek, so there could be rotation, but no, I think... yeah, Upa's been out with a suspension, so he's fully rested. Kimmich doesn't really need rest. I think you lads are right. We need to change there. Message retracted from Tom Clark. Never didn't even know you could do that. Don't even know what you said. You are planning ahead for the next game week. I already have game week 3, 5, 6 and 3, 5, 8 sorted. I used to be like you, don't worry. I had all of my lineups planned for months on end, and that's how I did really well. But A, I got busy, and B, I've got so many players that one situation changes and it changes 10 teams, so it doesn't really work anymore for me. But if you can plan your whole strategies ahead of time, so not your game weeks, not who you're going to play, because they can adapt and you can change anyone based on one situation, but if you have a high level strategy like Champion Europe, for me, yeah, running those ahead of time is so favorable. Bruh, a guy in my community bought David Brooks for $9. He's like 1. Yeah, there's just no need to overspend. I play him in cap 240 and I need 4 thresholds in the next 12 game weeks and everything is fine. Yeah, that's a good choice. But I know your risks. I know the risks. Yeah, you understand the game. You know, even just because there's risks, is that like someone like me that doesn't know as much about the Bundesliga 2 would just avoid that player, so you can get good players. Get Gallagher out of the Prem Pro team. Hopefully won't play. He's been awful recently. Okay, let's talk about the Prem Pro team. This was one of the last teams I picked. So I have... why do I have so many points to use? 67. Right. Who told me to get him kicked out? Tom Clark. You tell me what midfielder you would buy for 67 and don't tell me Saka. Is any Premier League midfielder who's got a good fixture this week that you think will do well? Because I only have Enzo and Conor Gallagher. Enzo's in a more important team. And I don't think this team's good enough to go out and buy a Saka. Like United, Liverpool, it's not an easy fixture. So, yeah. By Solomon. Gargi, how could I just guess you would say Solomon? I was honestly thinking of getting one just because you tweet about him all the time and I'm like a part-time Fulham fan. So I was debating getting him. I just think he's a bit expensive. He is on fire, but he has 3 decisives. I honestly just don't like him at this price. You don't buy him after 3 decisives. A Fulham midfielder is not going to keep doing that. How many club coins do you have? That's a great question. I think it's 40,000. Can everyone else let me know how many they have? Jimmy Maddison. That's a good choice for the... is it achievements? It used to be an achievements. So I have 46,000 of these coins, and they... can someone just confirm they are so rare coins now? Because they didn't used to be, but I think they're now so rare coins. So I got 46,000. So let me know, A, how many you have, and B, are they so rare coins? Madison. 2 Madisons. Shout out to Jimmy Madders. Who are Leicester playing? Why did he get a DMP last game week as well? Oh, Southampton. Yeah, that is an easy fixture. How much is he looking at? 39 quid. You guys know you're so rare. He is a good selection. Let me see if I can do better than you, though. I'm not just going to take the first choice. Another Slayer you could have a look at is Lufe. Yeah, I had Lufe. Let me show you, before I get into my Premier League midfielder discussion, let me show you my Lufe buy. So I bought him. So I bought him for a specialist competition after this, and then he did 12, 82, and then 0. So I know all about this guy. I know he is a bit hectic, but yeah, I think, yeah. So it's 12, 82, 0, 16 with a red card, DNP. Yeah, the man is stressful. I'll call him that. 25 people are here. Massive shout out to all of you. If you could drop a like, if you go on my Twitter, and if you could like that, that I'm live at the moment so everyone can see it, we can get more people involved. But again, I'm just very beginner at this, but I just like having people talking and having questions. I think it's a good time. I like Andres Pereira too. Yeah, he's a really good value buy. I was actually looking at him this afternoon in Rare. I couldn't believe he's so cheap, but if we're looking for a cheap Premier League option, because Maddison is still a little bit expensive, and he's got to be a midfielder, and I do want Rodrigo. I know I said cheap, but he could play in the champ. Oh, could I do that? No, because Remy Cabella's there. Oh, so close to buying Rodrigo, swapping out my midfielder, and putting the midfielder into the Premier League team, but he's not a midfielder Premier League. Remy Cabella plays in League One, so it doesn't work. Højbjerg would absolutely fly, but is even more expensive than Jimmy Madders. Against Wolves, that is a good fixture. And then you could play him against AC Milan. I just don't like CDMs that score well, because you don't know when they're going to put up like hundreds. You just know they're going to put up minimum 50. Odegaard would be a good one, but he's too expensive. James Ward-Prowse, Jack Grealish. I think you lads could be onto a good one with Madison. Shall I buy Kevin De Bruyne? Oh, that man. Someone, if you are away or watching this, if you are JR Duke, if you are YNWA, go and send me an offer for my KDB. I will consider it, and then if it's good, I will let you have my very special KDB. What I can promise from you is that he will guarantee you 100. Why I can guarantee that is because every player I sell gets an immediate 100 afterwards. We have Oyhan Sanchez from Atletico Bilbao, 100. Who else did it happen for? Oh, Antoine Griezmann, 100. And there was someone else I'm forgetting. Buy them off me, you'll get 100. No refunds. Check Madison's scores this season. I haven't checked his scores. I just looked at his averages. You're right. Madison. Get Solomon, you'll know he'll bang. Do I though? Do I? I don't like filling this spot with an under 23s player when I can get Jimmy Madders. Where do we think Maddison goes next? My only concern with Leicester is they're not on form. So you want me to check when he plays for Leicester City. Let's check when he starts. Oh, the question's gone. The question is gone. I think you lads have got it. Now, the question is, what price are we going to play for Jimmy Maddison? 35 and 38 were the last sales. We'll send a quick offer for 35 in here. Send a trade. That could be... I like to go in a little bit lower with my first offer so they counter for something and then we can get to an agreement. I hate overpaying. And I'm not even sure if this is a good idea because, yeah, a lot of people just don't like the time wasting. So I really like Jimmy Maddison as a pickup. I did not realise he scored so well on this game. I looked at Leicester and I was a bit like, no, thank you. What about Casemiro? Not a great matchup. See, the problem... Oh, Trenty boy, come on. Keep pumping those numbers up. The problem with Casemiro, or I suppose it's a benefit actually to what you're saying, is if he's playing CDM, you actually want him to have a more difficult game, in my opinion. The problem with him that I don't like is he's a CDM, so like I said before, it's hard to know when they're going to play well. No refund. There's the catch. That's not a catch. It's just, I'm so confident I don't need to give you a refund. Please say Højbjerg. Want to confirm something. Have I mispronounced Højbjerg? Probably. Do I care? No, not at all. John McGinn looks okay value. Do I buy John McGinn for Scotland? Do I? Send me an offer for 35.9. Draymond, is that your account? Are you just pumping me your own Jimmy Maddison? Or are you telling me you have a Jimmy Maddison? Let's check, because that has interested me. Don't know what your name would be, so I'm just going to avoid it and you can explain. I also scout rare goalkeepers. There's so much into my head. Right, just trying to not miss any comments. Say Højbjerg, Ollie Watkins, no refunds. John McGinn, send an offer. Oh, send an offer of 35.9. We need to let him respond first. We've got 2 days to make these teams. There's no need to rush. Unless they'll Unless they are watching You're in the Mud. I know, that's the problem with streaming. It's like, he knows exactly how much I'm going to pay and how much I like him. So if you are watching, please let me know. And yeah, we can save a lot of time. Ryman is maybe worth a shot for a cheap rare goalkeeper. Let's check Ryman. What I say, when I said I was doing the stream, I think I said, I'm trying to, let's see what I said. Are you playing under 23? Yes, I absolutely am. I've got a great team. Yeah. If you guys can go and like this, would be great. I said I'm trying to improve my Sorare teams. I was trying to discuss it with you guys and, you know, try and teach a little bit. But what's happened in this stream is you've just given me all the information and I've sucked it up. So thank you very much for all of that. Saved me a lot of time. Okay, now we need to look at the cheap goalkeeper option of Emmanuel Riemann for Bochum. Ah, so they're getting relegated. I do love a little relegation shout. You can call me relegation lover. Who are they playing? Schalke. Oh, the problem is, that's a one good game week. And then I'm waiting for the rest of the season. And they might not be relegated. I still think Fernandez is the best choice, to be honest. I've wanted him for a while. What if Maddison not playing Leicester? What if Maddison not playing Leicester don't play well? When he does, they do. Apart from United, he hasn't lost since Leicester played. That is a great fact. Thank you, Noah. But yeah, I'm sold on Maddison. Don't worry about that, guys. I'm thinking I might put him in. I might actually put him ahead of Remy Cabella, and then we need another midfielder in the Premier League. What is better, long investing or short investing? Always long-term investments. But I wouldn't be so sure to say Sorare is an investment or you should invest long-term in Sorare because it's such a short-term product. It's only been out for 2 or 3 years. You have no idea. I saw this really cool quote the other day where it's like investing. A lot of people that think they're investing are actually speculating, you know, oh, I bought this watch and it went up in price over 2 years. It's like, well, that was more of a speculation. That was more gambling than it is, you know, anything else. So, yeah, be careful with that. How much money you put into Sorare? Loving the stream. Oh, thank you so much, Slavish Castle. How much money I've put in is probably about how much my gallery's worth at the moment. But keep in mind, I've been playing this for 2 years and we're at the bottom. So I've put in about £9,000, £8,000, so it's a lot of money. We've got a reply. We've got a reply. Is it one of you wasting my time, or have you come back with a counter? Please be for De Bruyne. It's actually for De Bruyne, and it's a waste of time offer. Oh, Oliver LFC. Why are you doing this? Honestly, this one's blockable. Yeah, I don't block anyone, but if I accidentally click accept here, that's a £2,000 card gone. So, yeah, I'm going to add him right to the block list. I think that's the second person ever I've blocked, so it's a big day for me. But he gave me the hype of an offer, and I hate that. Sorry, I just go back to Gargi's. Johanna Tangaji. Tell me how I did it this time. Hopefully I improved from the last time I butchered it. We went through the under 23 team before, so I won't go into it in too much depth, but this is how it's looking at the moment. And we like it. We like it a lot. So, yeah. More comments. Thanks so much for everyone commenting here. Any cheap defenders with a good matchup for 3-5-1? Yeah. Willie Saliba. Can you tell me what you mean by cheap? Because $2 to $100, you know, depending which region you're playing in, can be cheap. I'll have loads in my gallery. I'm sure I can find you one. Just let me know your budget. I was inspired by your journey from limited to rare, so I purchased my first rare cap team. Get in there. I hope it goes better than mine has. To be fair, I got off to an absolute flyer. I did so well, and then I brought in Kevin De Bruyne, and he tried to kill all of my lineups. But it's a long-term strategy. I don't really care in the short term. I mean, it ruins my weekends, don't get me wrong. But, yeah. So Red to the Moon, I heard. Hope you're doing well. It's this fine evening. Thank you, Novelty. Always nice to have you jump in. That's a fair block. It is if I don't have these boxes off me already today. Like that guy bought these boxes off me already today. So at least you've got a good deal with that guy. Think of it as Jonathan, but with a H. Honathan. That can't be your name. Honathan. I think I've done worse than that. Honathan Gargi. So let me know how I did this time. Okay, we need to go back to my teams. We're pending Jimmy Madison here. I'd like to know what people put Conor Gallagher as his chance of starting. And I need to do a giveaway. I said I'd do one. Conor Gallagher has a less than 50% chance. Conor Gallagher has a 0% chance of starting according to this guy. So, yeah, thank you for telling me to leave him out. Any cheap championship limited, £10 or less. Oh, that was bad. I told you it was bad. You told me it was Jonathan with a H. That's just not how it works. You've lied to me and you've offended yourself. Even though I doubt you're offended. You know the pronunciation is not strong here. Why have I got... Oh, so all of my teams are done now. Is that 10 teams? Wow. Okay, a £10 Euro defender. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I know who you can get. Go get John Lukumi. I speak about him every stream. I've only done 2. But I spoke about him 2 streams. And it's not like an incredible fixture, but for a defensive centre-back, you want them to be a little bit busy. So, yeah, he's £58 in rare, or you can get him for £8 in limited. And you might be looking at his scores and thinking, like, I don't really get it. But when he's... Let's do starting, right? So, starting, okay, and then at home, 56. You find me someone that averages 56 against good teams as well, 60 against Inter, and he's playing Torino. Is he away? That would just be really embarrassing after saying how good he is at home, but he's a great value pickup. I'll see if I can find someone else for you as well. He's away. It is a bit annoying. Enzo Kunde. Let's check. My defenders. Philip will probably put up a good score, to be honest. Let's check. Let's check if he did used to put up killer scores. I'm actually selling my Philip as well, so this isn't just a pump, but I can see why you'd think it is. Charles Spooner asked me if I'm started buying into the MLS. I won't buy into the MLS until the new season cards come out. I think they'll really do quite bad things to the value of the cards. But I am concerned now could be the worst time to buy MLS cards, essentially. So I'll wait for the new season supply to come out. I'll wait a month and then I'll start buying them. Then I can have a fixture to play over summer. So LASK is who he plays for. He's a defender. I want all of his last 40 games. Yeah, I think this is probably the guy you're looking for, to be honest. He's just back from injury, so I don't think many people know about him. But he came back and put an 85, so I don't think he's missed a spot. He is playing away, so he averages 58 away. I think this is probably the guy you're looking for. Let me know if European's okay. So selling from 4 to £4.26. Mine was lowest on auction. Why am I selling him? A player like this is only going to fit in my cap teams. Yeah, I would go snipe one of these for $3.95. If you want to send me an offer for, $3.50, yeah, feel free to take it. I might even just put it up at $3.50. It's such a good value, but someone that's averaging 85 is not going to work for me. So yeah. What did I miss, Quinny? You've missed so many good tips, and not one of them has come from me. But thank you for joining. Did you know how good James Madison is in this game because I got recommended him from the chat, and I look at his stream and I think, I know he's good, but not great. And then they're like, no, look at his scores this year. And obviously, a struggling Southampton team. He's averaging 68. And that's with like sub appearances. We get rid of the sub appearances. 70. So yeah, I'm trying to negotiate a deal live for Jimmy Madders, but it's probably very silly of me. Is there one auction ending soon? 12 hours. I'll take that one down if he doesn't reply. So might pick him up off stream, but let's see. Have you started buying it? Oh yeah, we've got to try Johan Garchi's actual name. So he said, let's try Yeho Natan. So Yeho Natan Garchi. I can't do it. I just am. Maddie is a baddie. I like it. Yeho Natan Garchi. Yeho Natan. And the worst thing with my names is I'm awful at remembering them as well. So I can't pronounce them. I can't remember them, which is why I'll often just say, all right, mate, even if I know your name, because I can't get it wrong. Giving me a unique Edward for your limited Vitina. I don't think Quinny's going to give you his limited Edward. However, I have seen our man Eddie is struggling. He's struggling for minutes. Yeah, he's not starting. Down to 3. It's like Jonathan. Don't, because Quinny, he told me that 4 seconds ago. I pronounced it like Jonathan with a H, like he said, and then he laughed at how I pronounced it. That wasn't awful. We're going to stick with Gargi for now. It's the easiest way. So I need to continue with my teams. I need to continue improving at Sorare because this last couple of weeks haven't gone well for me. And on top of that, I'm having so much fun. We are next into cap 240. So we haven't hit a cap 240 threshold since they've been out. Why? Because I haven't played them half the time, and I haven't. I've just not focused on it. It's just been the absolute secondary option. But Julian Agarizabalala. Julian should get the starting spot. Unai Simon's injured. I've got both of them. It's a fantastic play. So he's averaging 41 points, so I can use him. We're using John Lukumi, who we've discussed already, is great value on this game. Away to Torino. Slightly tougher, but ever since I've owned him, he's only done 60s and a 20, and the 20 was against someone that was very difficult to play. Lorenzo Pellegrini, he's dropping, but he's still a killer for Roma. He's been off the boil. Fidel is someone that plays for Elche, which you're just looking at thinking this is the worst thing ever, right? But it's really not. It's just not. I don't know what to say. He got 1 point. He got a goal in his last game, so I'm giving him the chance, and he averages 39. And Mancini's been playing great recently, so he's going in the team. I don't think there's much I can do. I've got 1 point left, so yeah. How dare you not have Kim Min-jae in your common Serie A? No. Let me tell you why. A, don't care about my common drafts anymore. I think there's just too many for me to keep track of. And B, Giovanni... Is it Giovanni? Giovanni Di Lorenzo is far better than Kim Min-jae in this game. It's not even up for debate. I can tell you when Di Lorenzo is going to score well and when he's going to play bad because he's a wing-back, so I know when to play him. And yeah, I'm done with a Serie A draft. If there is one I care about... I think, no, La Liga's weak. Yeah, this one's strong, but I have no idea who's midfield. And the problem is, I really would care about the Premier League one, but I had to ruin my Premier League team this week so I could get Saka in, so I could use him now. And let's see how the boys doing. Well, we know Saka's doing well because he's got a goal and assist already, but let's see how the other boys are doing. 78, have we lost the clean sheet? No. We picked up... Saka has lost his AA. Goal and assist, and he is Struggleville. Quinny, if you did want to jump on the stream, by the way, you're more than welcome. You would just have to, A, get set up, and B, tell me how to add you, because I couldn't even set myself up. It took over an hour, and I just got so bored. I just plugged in my old one, old setup, and it didn't look great. And I'm sure it doesn't look great, but it's about the vibes, you know. Message me on Discord if you do, because I've got my phone up. I can't really check Twitter. Not possible playing Serie A draft. Anyway, I've got the best team. Tom Clark, you tell me the best team, and I'll tell you why it's not the best team. KDB and Haaland leading the line against Newcastle. It's just not good. Captain Saka. Reece James should be great against Leeds. And Alisson. What am I saying? Alisson's a fantastic keeper on this game. I was thinking he might kids bathed him. Yeah, I didn't expect you to come on, mate. Like, it was just if you wanted to. Because I often sit on these streams thinking, like, this would be well fun to get involved with. How have Burnley not scored in 80 minutes against a 10-man Fleetwood? Burnley are very defensive. They're probably trying to keep their assets on Sorare down. It's obviously a joke. They don't care about their Sorare prices, but yeah. If you're complaining about the Burnley scores and you've owned Burnley for over a week, you need to stop complaining, because this team has crushed everyone in the league and they've rewarded Sorare holders so blissfully, annoyingly well, and I thought it would happen, but I just didn't care enough to buy a team. It's just too expensive with a keeper, etc., etc. And if we remember, we thought Bart was going to move to Burnley at the start of the season, and he never did. So we're a little bit burnt on that. That team, we need the AA to pick up, Saliba to do something, and Liverpool to keep the clean sheet. How long has this game been going? 52. That is a very good score so far. Please keep that up. A decisive would be fantastic. I'm a Burnley fan. I can only apologise. I forgot real fans of the team can be on this game and not just looking at their Sorare assets. So, yeah, enjoy the Premier League at least, you know. How long has it been? 3 years? 2 years? No idea. So, now we're coming to the part where we need your guys' help, because we've actually wasted 2 teams. So, this is Cap 270. Lucas Hoyos. I'm excited for him. I think this is probably a good fixture. However, I don't really know the Argentinian league. So what I like about doing these streams, I have to try and justify my decision. So I don't just say, oh, that's probably a good fixture. I actually have to go out and check. So I know this isn't perfect. Should I do it on the lineup builder? The only problem with the lineup builder for some of these cheaper leagues, lower leagues, they don't often have the clean sheet percentages. 54%, let's go. So, yeah, I think that's good to start. Frimpong, killer. Joao Paulo, he's someone I always saw just getting good points, and then I got recommended him for the cap mode because he had a last 15 a 0. That was an easy pickup, so now I just need to make sure he is playing this week. I do find myself with having such a big gallery, picking players and picking leagues I don't know much about. That's why I've transitioned my whole gallery to Champion Europe mainly, so I know what's going on. But the problem with that is that Champion Europe players are more expensive than regular players, so you often find yourself just missing out. I think I know who you're talking about, Florentina. I'll come back to that in a second, Novelty. I just want to see, in the United States, in Seattle, are they expected to play? 90%. That's what we love to see. I do actually like Seattle as my MLS team. Can you guess why? Majority green. So that's why I like them. It's like the Seahawks. I think they play in green in the NFL, and I always enjoyed watching them. Loderio, I always wanted to pick up. But again, it's just one of these where I have no idea. So Fry, Gomez, what do they call me? Yimar. Oh, God, everyone's going to hate me. Paulo, Loderio, Haber. Raul, back in the day, we had some good times. He was like MVP, but yeah, that shows my MLS knowledge. Who did we want to look up? Lucas. I think I know who you're talking about. Is he a defender? And he puts up like hundreds. Yeah. The problem with this guy is I don't think we've got enough info on him. So let's do all the times he starts, and you can see why you commented him, right? 68. I've seen this. Why he gets these points, I don't know. You'd need to investigate that. I assume, is he creating big chances or is it tackles? Because playing as a centre back, doubles. This is where you'd actually need to speak to a Florentina fan, and the guy that does Italy's Serie A is actually a Florentina fan, so don't all 31 of you go and message him, but if any of you are interested in him, you can find out. But when I was looking at him and in the Fiorentina lineup, the problem was that he wasn't nailed to start, and he was actually second choice. So, yeah. And I remember actually from the Fiorentina manager, he is an absolute. Don't know if you call him a head case. He just, no one knows what he's going to do in terms of selection. So it's tough. We do know how good. Yeah, sub. If there was a time to pick him up, 3 starts in a row would be that time. What price are we looking at? 25. If he's got a good chance of expecting to play, I think I might pick one up. This could be like the perfect time. Shane Duffy, better. If you're saying he's better than Shane Duffy, I'd struggle to find someone that's worse than Shane Duffy, and you'd understand that if you're a Celtic fan, because all I can say is pain. Got to go. Great stream. See you soon. Thank you so much, Charles. Lovely to have anyone in here, let alone people that have stayed for the whole time. I probably won't go for much longer. Maybe I will. I am enjoying myself, but I feel like the quality drops the longer you do these things. I am looking Serie A, Fiorentina. Lineup not currently available. Oh. That is one for the watch list. We'll see what odds they are to start. Ryman we don't need. Let's see if we can fill this team out. So, is this Tony Cruz? I think. Let me know if you think this good team is too good to risk Tony Cruz in. I know we need to see how they play against Barcelona tomorrow, but I think Kingsley will be rested. These guys I don't know about. Guindo and Szymanski get injured. This guy I don't know too much about. I just picked him up for £4. He's a high expected score. It's T Cruz, isn't it? Unless you go out and buy someone. And then, this is the team we need to fill out. Oh, that's a tough one. Goalkeeper spot. We need to buy. Defender spot. I think we just go for the high average. Let's actually check this guy out. So he was a £2 player. Borkovic. He was very, very cheap. I picked him up for £4 and now he's selling for 2. But that's because he was expected a really big score. If I check a 1-year graph on him starting for Sturm Graz, what happens? 58? Don't know why he was expected so high on Play Sharp, but this is why I said the expected scores on Play Sharp are okay, but don't treat them as gospel, really. I need to buy a couple of players for this lineup, so I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What does the actual... Is it a tip jar that I put on my stream? I tried to work it out, and then it said jar, and then it was like, when you get a new subscriber, and when you get like a donation, and I was like, I'm just going to put it up there and see what happens. I'm hoping it would tell me when someone subscribes, but I doubt I got any subscribers to stream. It seems to be the hardcores here. I mean, we're pretty much done with the teams now. The only thing else I wanted to do is try and sell Kevin De Bruyne. So, to any Wales watching, I will present to you the best midfielder in the Premier League for a cheap price of 1.5 ETH. And you may be thinking to yourself, why would you possibly let your prized possession of Kevin De Bruyne go? And the easy answer to this is I'm tired of him killing my lineups. But he won't kill your lineups. He will bless your lineups, because as soon as I get rid of him, the curse is lifted and you can proceed to have Kevin De Bruyne of old scores. And let me show you, if you want a final warning, a final selling point for why you would buy Kevin De Bruyne. I'm on price. Just look at these scores. All time. Every single game he averages 66.5. Is that not someone you want in your gallery? ER Beats says Liao is out this week. That is good, because although I don't really care about my drafts, I do get annoyed when it's like a DNP, because I'm like, well, that's already killed it. Problem is, I think I've already made my subs. I have not for the Serie A. So if you promise me that Rafael Leao is out for this weekend, then I will remove him. Do I get rid of the Napoli lads? Just get rid of the goalkeeper. No one's going to replace Magnan. Now he's back. Right. Who should we receive? Ademola Lookman. Oh, I do love Lookman. What's his scores been saying? Ooh, they've dropped. Berardi is someone I picked up. Of course, I picked Berardi up for the 1 week he DMPs and then he comes back and scores again. I just don't get him. The problem without Roma and Inter is the knowledge base just isn't there. I don't know the lower leagues. I do. Right, Rasmus put up good scores. I might. Maybe we go for the cheap option. We bring in Rasmus and then we see. Oh, we don't need another cheap goalkeeper though, so we might as well just spend the whole budget. Right. Any one of these will do. Do you play? No. Do you play? No. Do you play? No. Do you play? Oh, this is why we don't do draft content. It doesn't matter. I have Mike Magnan who's going to play every game. And when this first came out, I was always looking for bargains and like 40 pointers. But when it's so hard to play, the grind up is pretty difficult. There's just no point, is there? I mean, there's such good potential with these draft modes. Like, honestly, Sorare is sitting on something that could be so good, but it's just like 1 or 2 steps away from, I think, what we need. So, just my opinion, of course. And I think the Sorare coins will really help, but we need a little bit more. I obviously want Victor Osimhen. I'll just take Lookman. Whatever. He's a better player, isn't he? McNeil will do bits for Sorare on the Dyche. You think? It's not something I considered. I do love picking up a good bargain though, so what we can do is actually check that. I didn't actually realise how young he is. Do you know where Dwight McNeil would do really well? If you're in the Championship. They really would do well. So he took over against Arsenal. So if we just check the last 5, you are bang on. But he's not cheap for 17. SO11, yeah. I think I wouldn't go straight to SO11. I'd do SO8 or SO7. SO7, let's get the Sorare Mega teams done. I always forget about these now. I think this is something that really needs improved. We're going to do Messi. Always put your best 3 players together. That's what I found. Oh, is De Bruyne part of the best 3 players? It's a tricky one. Tricky. Jota probably is in there. But he can't be because Wirtz is leading the line. So Upa, Wirtz has just been on fire since he's been back, and Jota's not been his usual self. I'm not concerned for Jota. It's just Jota, isn't it? But I do want him to improve a little bit. Do I? I feel that's a bit harsh on him. We're playing so well. I retract that statement. Goals galore are lacking there. Okay. Assists galore. Goals are lacking though. Who's our best goalkeeper? Could be Hoyos. No, it's Donnarumma. But if we're looking to get a big score, it's probably someone like Hoyos. In defence then, we want Upamecano, isn't it? Honestly, Bayern they'll dominate possession and they just absolutely kill points. We're going to chuck De Bruyne in there. And our next midfielder, Enzo. This is a strong team. And then is Jota going to lead this line? It's Jota. Now, who gets the armband? We're going to give it to the mighty one. Kevin De Bruyne. No, we're not. He played in the Cup. They've got Champions League in midweek. He might be dropped. We're giving it to Enzo. No, we're giving it to Jota. We like Jota. No, St. Mirren tough. It's Enzo. I don't think 17 is expensive for an under 23 forward and champion in Europe. I think he's expensive for my team because he'd never get in my starting lineup in under 23. So I'm essentially paying for a backup player. Daniel, I don't think Upamecano's suspended. I think he's already done that. I think he just had a 1 week suspension. But if you could check that for yourself, I think he's back. We've scored in the last minute again. Lol. That actually kind of makes me happy for Burnley because at least they can be promoted and just be out of my life in terms of SO5. Maybe the 5th time this season. Yeah. Are you? Yeah. I'm surprised you're not automatically up yet. I mean, we are only in March, but okay. Let's continue with the mega teams. Who did we give the captaincy to? Enzo. It makes sense. I think Josh is a bit of a risk to play, to be honest. Sommer's getting in there, and then we're going to partner him with... Is it Willie? I think it could be... It's not Willie. Unless we play for it back. Remy is a great scorer. This Joao Paulo is supposed to be a great scorer. And I think we're going to put 3 at the back and bring in Willie. Big Willie Saliba. I'm going to finish these mega teams and then I'm going to jump off. This has been a great stream. I've enjoyed it very much, but it was meant to be a short one and they never turn out to be short. Do we captain Frimpong? No one's going to captain Frimpong. Except for me. Finally then, we've got too many good goalkeepers. I think Julian. It doesn't really matter in SO11. You need an absolute miracle to win. I don't even check them, so I'll put Hakimi in even if he is injured. Injured or suspended, I don't know what's going on. Trent, guaranteed to play. Vieira, yeah, I just don't care. Shemani, Key. Oh, Key's got a good fixture this week. I say that, I don't really know, to be honest. Asian football and the K-League's all a bit of a mess at the minute, isn't it? Camavinga dropped again. Who knows? We'll put in a Kingsley Coman. PD, the boy. And then that will be the last selection. No, I can't pick Borja Iglesias. We're going to need to pick a 5 back. 5, 3, 2. And the last defender will be Philip. I expect him to have another good game. And I will captain Key. Captain Key. Makes sense. Right. That will be it for me. I think 26 of you are currently still here, so I want to thank you very much for joining. I hope you liked it. If you did leave it, please drop a like so I'll know to do more of these. And if you didn't, comment that you didn't like these and I'll stop doing them. It's that simple.